How are you, my class 7 English version students? Hope everyone is safe and also safe. Today I also explain about the chapter 5 and our topics is now. Today our topics is the blood vessels. It's also very important topics for your exam. What is the blood vessels and what types of blood vessels? Today I also explain these topics. On the upper side of your palm, yes, on the upper side of your palm, you can see the blue colored vessels. These are also the another types of veins. Now, what is the types of the veins and how can they flow? What is vessels? Vessels through basically the vessels. A vessel through which blood flows is called the blood vessel. Here, in the human body, we have only three types of blood vessels. One is artery, another is vein, and the capillary. Here I also draw this figure. Please everyone see the board. What is the artery, what is the vein, and what is the capillary? These are three types of vessels, and I also explain how can they flow. Basically, they flow all over the body and they can flow oxygen, carbon dioxide, and etc. Here our first topic is the artery. Here I draw this the artery. This is the topic is the artery. Please everyone see the books and explain about the artery. Arteries, blood carrying vessels originating from the heart, carry blood to different parts of the body. They are placed at the inner side of the body. Their walls is thick with small cavity and without any valve. Artery transport oxygenated blood. Again, I also repeat what is the artery. Basically, artery is the here no any valve and the small cavity. Here this is the small cavity and this wall is very thick. How is that this wall? This wall is very thick and they also flow. Only flow one types of the bloods is the oxygenated blood. Here I draw this the oxygen and they also flows the oxygenated bloods. Second topics is I just draw this the vein. Here what is the vein? Please everyone see the books. Veins, vessels through which blood from all over the body come back to the heart are the veins. Again, vessels through which blood from all over the body come back to the heart are the veins. Its walls are comparatively thin. Its cavity is large with valves inside. Veins originate from the capillary network. With few exceptions, veins carry deoxygenated blood. First, I also explain the artery. They are also the close the artery valves where is the heart and the oxygenated blood. Another structure I just draw this the veins. What is the veins? Please everyone see. They are also this structure is the valves and their wall is very thin and their cavity is large. Here I just draw this the cavity. This structure is cavity is large and there also the valves. This structure is valves and another is their one is very thin. Okay, another structure and this structure name is capillaries. Here I just drew two types of the structure. First structure is the capillaries and the details. Details structure is this types is the capillaries. Please everyone see the books about we just know about the capillaries. Here, artery having divided into branches and branchlets ultimately produces very fine tubes. These are called is capillaries or capillary network. Veins originate from capillaries. The walls of the capillaries are thin and composed of only one cord. thick epithelial layer. Capillaries stay surrounding the body cell. Here, just surrounding the body cell, just is first is the artery, and this structure is the capillaries, is the very small and the thick, and this structure is very, they are joined together. First joint is the artery and second structure is the vein, and the middle here there is the capillary. Dear student, I just draw three structure or three types of vessels. First, artery, veins and capillaries. Artery basically flows only oxygenated blood. Vein basically flows the blood in the deoxygenated blood. Deoxygenated. What is the D? Basically oxygen less. It's come from the Latin words D. D is less or none. Okay, non-oxygenated bloods. And third structure is the capillary. They are also the two parts. First part is the artery and the another part is vein, and is the middle is the capillary. Here the students, we have only the one chart. Here the chart or fill up the following table and find out the differences between artery and vein. Here I just draw the tables. First structure is artery, and also this structure is artery, and another structure is vein, and this structure is vein. First structure valves, and it's also the valves, and it's also the valves. Okay, again I repeat. It's also the valves, and this structure is also the valves. Here the valves is artery without valves. Basically artery have no any valves. So I just write this without valves. And the vein basically with valves inside. Here the veins is also the with valves inside. Second structure is cavity. Cavity, a small cavity. Everyone see this structure. Basically, it's also very small cavity. And the artery. And another topic is vein. Vein basically large is the large cavity. Okay. Third structure is wall. Here's the artery. It have only the thick wall, very thick wall. This structure is the wall, and this structure is the thick wall. And the veins wall is basically very thin wall. Here I just draw this. Its structure is the wall, and this vein structure is very thin wall. And the fourth structure, amount of oxygen. Here's the artery. Amount of oxygen basically transports oxygenated bloods. It's very important topic. Only veins is also the transports the oxygenated bloods, and this gaseous structure is O2. And the veins, here's the without oxygenated bloods. It has no any oxygenated bloods, the vein. And the amount of carbon dioxide. Here's the students. The carbon dioxide, it's also the flows only the vein. Here artery without the oxygenated bloods or carbon dioxide, without any carbon dioxide bloods. And vein transport the oxygenated bloods or with carbon dioxide bloods. Here's the students, again I also repeat the blood circulation system. Here's the first topic is blood circulatory system. We also know about the bloods. Here's the bloods. I also repeat again. First structure is plasma, and another structure is blood corpuscles. We also know what is the plasma and how many types of blood corpuscles. Here's the blood corpuscles. There are basically three types of blood corpuscles. First structure is RBC or red blood cell. Second structure is WBC or white blood cell. And third structure is platelets or platelets. Why again I also repeat this structure? Basically today our topics is the lesson 9 to 10, and we also know about the blood vessels. Here's the blood basically flows these blood vessels, okay? And we also know about the blood vessels. There are basically again the three types. First type is artery, second structure is vein, and third structure is capillary. Here's the artery and vein. There are also differences between the artery and vein. Basically, artery is only flows the oxygenated bloods, and the vein also basically flows the deoxygenated bloods. And in the next class, not only the previous class, in the next class we also know about the heart. How can it flows the blood? Basically, blood flows. There also the pumping structure, and this pumping structure is heart. Today, I also just explain about the heart. What is heart? Heart is a conical shape organ situated in between two lobes of lung at the left side of the chest cavity. It is covered with two-layered, then thin membrane called pericardium, and heart is composed of heart muscles. Heart muscles are independent, involuntary muscles capable of expanding and contracting without others' control. Heart expands and contracts on the average 72 times in every minute. We also know about this clearly. Only 1 minute is also the beats or the loves. It's the 72 times. Okay? And keep your hand at the midpoint of your chest. Could you feel any rhythmic level? And the rhythmic beat? Why does it happen like this? It is due to expansion and contraction of the heart. Today I just also very simple and also explain about the short brief about the heart. Basically our main topic is blood vessels. I just explain this structure. Thank you.